Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and today's show is presented by Panda Supps. If you haven't already, go take advantage of this deal because I'm hoping the Raiders take down the Steelers. Use code FPIT, 25% off, and you get a free shaker at pandasupps.com. The products I recommend, the greens to help your immune system. You get a little bit of the new pre-workout pump. Promise you're going to love it. Let's go to Blaine Craig. Would a tie tonight help more than either team winning? I actually think that a tie probably would be the best thing. Again, this was filmed on Thursday night. I do think, though, a tie would help more than anything. Let's go to Javier. With the temp being so low on Saturday, do you think Devonta will ball out considering all his years in Green Bay? Also, don't forget the lucky jersey. I'll have the lucky jersey on. Don't you worry about that. I'm not really worried about Davante Adams. Davante Adams is the best wide receiver in football. He's going to show up. If you get him targets, he's going to show up. In fact, Davante's had already more games under 30 yards, I believe, this season than he did his last 5 years with the Green Bay Packers. Something to keep in mind. The only guy you should be worried about this week for a cold game is Derek Carr, and it's because the numbers 0-6 in games under 37 degrees. It's going to be like -4 on Saturday. Let's go to OG. What's up, brother? Jamal Dean would look nice in a Raiders jersey. I don't disagree with that. I'm hoping that the Raiders can build a lot of talent in the offseason. We'll see, right? I mean, you just got to keep your fingers crossed at this point. Let's go to Brandon Jasper. What up, Def? Low to the coals, to the locals. Locals for great content, personal content. Oh, you messed it up for great content. Personal interaction and weekly pick'ems. Hey, don't take my word for it. Take Brandon's word for it. He's one of the diehards over there on Locals. We get to know each other a little bit better. NFL pick'em challenges. RaidersReport.locals.com for extra Raiders content. Let's keep it rolling here in this mailbag. Tyler Park, is it a possibility that the Ravens lose out? If they don't have Lamar Jackson, yeah, it is a possibility. The issue is, though, they'd be 9-8. And unfortunately, I don't know what the records of common opponents would be if the Ravens finish at 9-8 and the Raiders finish at 9-8. I'll tell you this, though. I know that this is a big matchup for the Silver and Black. Both teams are 6-8. It's going to be cold. It's going to be a night game. It's Christmas Eve. I can't wait to do a watch party with Jeremy Chuggs tonight. So hit that subscribe button and join our watch party. Last week, over 100,000 people joined us. I know my Raiders Mount Rushmore crew is going to be there. We're going to have a giveaway item. We're going to have some holiday stuff ready to go. If you're a real one, you love the Raiders, and you want them to take down the Steelers, subscribe, set a reminder, and you better join. You better join. Let's go to this got to be a fake name. One Night Stand. Mitch, did you see Gronk is bored and wants to play in the NFL again? If the Raiders make the playoffs, what do you think? I mean, I don't see Gronk coming to the Raiders. The only team that Gronk's coming out of retirement for is to play with Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I get it that they tried to recruit Gronk and Brady back in 2019 and Mark Davis did all that. But realistically, if you got Darren Waller, Foster Moreau, the only way you're going out and getting Gronk is if Waller gets hurt again, if you don't have confidence in Moreau. But I really think it falls more on the shoulders of Waller, which is, I think, why Jeremy's putting this question up here. What's your confidence level in Darren Waller for the rest of the season? Scale it from 1 to 10. You got 3 games left. 3 games, number 83. How much confidence do you have in him? If you're like, I don't got any confidence in him, then maybe you go out and get Gronk. Maybe. To me, though, I would rather have Darren Waller than Rob Gronkowski. So for that reason, I'm probably at like a 6 for Waller, which, yeah, it's not great. But I know one thing. Rob's not afraid to party, and he's been partying his entire life. Let's go to Jacob. Mitch, what are the chances for Carr playing next year? I mean, playing next year in the NFL, high. I still think him playing in the NFL next year is definitely up there. For him being a Raider, I think it's 25% or less. Unless the Raiders make the playoffs, then my mind changes on that. If the Raiders miss the playoffs, though, I'll say it's less than a 25% chance that Carr's the quarterback next season. Let's go to Hellcat Q. Starting O-line on Saturday, from what I understand, remember I am recording this on Thursday, it's going to be Colt Miller, Dylan Parham, Andre James, Alex Bars, and Jermaine Illuminor. Both players were able to practice on Thursday in limited fashion, and the team does sound confident that they're going to be able to play with your normal offensive line, which is huge because Pittsburgh has a great defensive line and TJ Watt. You got Alec Highsmith, a lot of talented players there for Pittsburgh. Now, guys, today's mailbag is presented by Panda Supps, and today will be the final day, Saturday, to take advantage of this deal. Go to pandasupps.com, use code FPIT for 25% off. You're also going to get a free shaker on your orders. Now, the way that you're going to get this deal is if you go get some greens, and the greens are going to help boost your immune system. Also, on top of that, they wake you up a little bit. So when I wake up in the morning, and I know that maybe I didn't have the best night before, right? You take a little greens, get them in your diet. If you struggle trying to get those vegetables in your diet, one scoop of this, it's really going to help boost your immune system. Yes, Jeremy, you should take some. We got Panda Shakers there, and if you want to get those hands, again, y'all, on the greens, scan that QR code right there. If you want to try to get in better shape, because as soon as the new year hits, I know it. Everyone, new year, new me, tries to get in better shape, and sometimes it's hard to motivate yourself, especially when it's freezing cold out. You take one scoop of this new pump, stim-free pre-workout, I promise you're going to be able to get into the gym and absolutely crush it. So use code FPIT, 25% off. You're going to get a free shaker. Scan the QR code right here if you want the new pump pre-workout from Panda Supps. Panda Supps, thank you all for always sponsoring and supporting the Raiders Report. Let's go to Brandon Jasper. Personal interaction over on Locals. Brandon, you a real one, brother. King Richard, give us your background. How did you become a fan? I became a fan from doing the Raiders Report show. And then from meeting Raider fans, I said I wouldn't be able to call myself a Raider fan until I went to an actual game. So then I went to a Monday Night Football game, Raiders, Broncos, and just once I saw that Oakland tailgate, I was absolutely blown away. And then just from meeting Raider fans, like I realized that Raider Nation's more of a family. I'm a huge family dude. Mom's youngest of 9, dad's the oldest of 6. Family always comes first to me. I am a Raider Nation fan. I'm a fan of the Shield. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I root for the players. Obviously, I root for the team. But I'm a fan of the nation because it's family first. Let's go to Mondo878K. What if we went out and missed the playoffs? Does Carr stay? No. 9-8, like, I get it. That's great and all. But if I would have told you 9-8 and you would have missed the playoffs at the beginning of the season, I don't know if that would have cut it. Now, maybe this is me running the team. I would say no to that. If Derek is exceptional through the final 4 games, I was told by a source that they would heavily consider bringing him back then because it's the first time that you essentially have Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Derek Carr all out there on the field. You win those final 4 games, Derek plays very well, then I was told by a source that, yes, there's a good chance that Derek Carr stays. For me, though, my answer to that would probably be no. I would move on. Let's go to Demokes. Did you see that video? The lady smack-talking the Pats fan. Now Raider Prez issued an apology for what? Al would never. I just don't think it's a good look. Again, I don't know what the audio is. I don't know everything going down. I will say you also don't know what the fans were doing to her before. Like, maybe there was some heckling going on. I know I heckle my friends, but I will say this. I respect the Patriots fan for just standing there because what can you do? What can you do? I think it's a bad look, though. I do think it's a bad look, but she's a passionate fan. What up, Alex? Give me your boldest move the Raiders make this offseason. Y'all aren't going to like it. I think the boldest move is that the Raiders add Tom Brady in the offseason. Like, that's Josh McDaniels' guy. The Raiders tried to bring him before. That's Mark Davis. My boldest prediction for the offseason is that Tom Brady is a Raider, and I know that makes a lot of people upset. How about this, though? What's the Raiders' biggest need this offseason? You got a lot of them. Starts with the defense. Starts with the guys up front. The Raiders, we can talk all we want about Derek Carr, and I don't think Derek Carr is the problem of the Raiders, and that might surprise some people. Now, for the OGs that watch the show all the time, you'll know that I always say Derek Carr is not the problem. I will admit, though, I don't think that he's the solution, which some people might say is a problem. But you got to build the defense. You got to build your front. You got to build everything to help all your significant stars shine. That's what the Raiders need to do. What up, the Orosky brothers. Ostrowski. Wasn't that the lacrosse player in the old American Pie movies, Big O or something like that? I think it's best for the Jets to win versus the Jags because the Jets have harder rest of the schedule and Jags have the tiebreaker. Well, remember, the tiebreaker isn't, just head-to-head. It's like last season the Raiders were above, I forget which team it was, even though the Raiders lost. It goes more of it's record by common opponent. So even if the Jags win and the Raiders have the same record, if the Raiders' common opponents, I guess, strength of schedule is higher than the Jags, the Raiders get in over Jacksonville. It's weird, but that's the way it goes. Let's go to Hillbilly. Honestly, who's better, TJ Watt or Maxx Crosby? If you were to ask me which player would I rather have on my team, it would be Maxx Crosby. If you were to ask me who is the best when both are fully healthy, I would say TJ Watt. So you can pick. I would say the fact that TJ Watt always gets hurt and Max has so far never missed a game, and hopefully I don't jinx that, knock on wood, I'll take Crosby. Because of that, I will take Crosby. But if it's just injuries are off, Madden, TJ Watt to me is the better pass rusher. So how about y'all? Let me know. Is it TJ Watt or is it Maxx Crosby? Who's the better player? I got to know. MC or TJ? Watt, Crosby. Both are exceptional talents. But I will take Maxx Crosby because he doesn't get hurt. And he's a great leader. I'm not saying Watt's not a great leader, but Crosby's ability to stay healthy is the tiebreaker over TJ Watt. What up, Brandon? Do you think we tag Josh Jacobs? I hope so. I hope so, man. I mean, I think no matter what, you got to bring him back next season, and that's coming from me, somebody whose team don't pay a running back. But when you got arguably the best running back in football right now, you got to figure out a way to make that man happy, and if franchise tagging him is the way to do it, you do it. If giving him a new deal is what it takes, then, hey, sometimes you got to do that too. What up, Mondo? Get a bridge quarterback and invest in the defense. I don't think it's the worst idea ever. If you do get a bridge quarterback, though, you better make sure that you keep Josh Jacobs. All right, we got another question here in this mailbag. What's the best holiday movie? And you know what? I think I'm going to end it right around here. What's the best holiday movie? I'm planning on watching a lot of holiday movies on Sunday with Alex, Chuck, and her family. So if you can give me some recommendations, I would greatly appreciate it. If y'all haven't already interacted with me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, post your Christmas holiday pictures. Tag me on them. I would like to be able to post some really fun ones during the upcoming Raiders Report shows. Locals, y'all know where to hit me up over there. And if anybody wants to talk to me on Christmas, don't be afraid to message me. I'll have some downtime, and I wouldn't mind interacting with some of the nation.